Kindly like, subscribe and comment to get daily updates. Arun Parnikar, employee, disposed 2.00 thousand shares of CRISIL worth 34.30 lakh rupees via a market sale. Prosenjit Ghosh, employee, disposed 2.40 thousand shares of CRISIL worth 41.31 lakh rupees via market sale. Sameer Charania, employee, disposed 700 shares of CRISIL worth 12.11 lakh rupees via market sale. Siddharth Arora, employee, disposed 5.00 thousand shares of CRISIL worth 84.99 lakh rupees via market sale. Vivek Sharma, employee, disposed 4.48 thousand shares of CRISIL worth 77.20 lakh rupees via market sale. Advay Goyankar, promoter group, revoked 5.54 lakh shares of EMAMI worth 13.42 crore rupees via pledge released. Bhanu Vyapar Private Limited, promoter group, revoked 39.06 lakh shares of EMAMI worth 95.34 crore rupees via pledge released. Chicky Goyankar, promoter group, revoked 1.86 lakh shares of EMAMI worth 4.54 crore rupees via pledge released. Darsh Goyankar, promoter group, revoked 5.65 lakh shares of EMAMI worth 13.69 crore rupees via pledge released. DEVARSH Goyankar, promoter group, revoked 4.08 lakh shares of EMAMI worth 9.88 crore rupees via pledge released. Devakar VINIYOG Private Limited, promoter group, revoked 1.91 lakh shares of EMAMI worth 4.66 crore rupees via pledge released. Manan Goyankar, promoter group, revoked 5.65 lakh shares of EMAMI worth 13.69 crore rupees via pledge released. Prabhakar VINIYOG Private Limited, promoter group, revoked 7.64 lakh shares of EMAMI worth 18.64 crore rupees via pledge released. Preeti A. Surekar, promoter and director, revoked 65.00 lakh shares of EMAMI worth 157.46 crore rupees via pledge released. Rachana Goyankar, promoter group, revoked 1.59 lakh shares of EMAMI worth 3.88 crore rupees via pledge released. Radhesham Goyankar, promoter and director, revoked 3.92 lakh shares of EMAMI worth 9.50 crore rupees via pledge released. Rajkumar Goyankar, promoter group, revoked 2.98 lakh shares of EMAMI worth 7.22 crore rupees via pledge released. Raviraj VINIYOG Private Limited, promoter group, revoked 49.40 lakh shares of EMAMI worth 119.67 crore rupees via pledge released. REYANSH Goyankar, promoter group, revoked 4.08 lakh shares of EMAMI worth 9.88 crore rupees via pledge released. Rohin Raj Surekar, promoter group, revoked 35.00 lakh shares of EMAMI worth 84.79 crore rupees via pledge released. Sachin Goyankar, promoter group, revoked 7.17 lakh shares of EMAMI worth 17.37 crore rupees via pledge released. Sasavat Goyankar, promoter group, revoked 5.80 lakh shares of EMAMI worth 14.05 crore rupees via pledge released. SUNTRACK Commerce Private Limited, promoter group, revoked 6.80 lakh shares of EMAMI worth 16.60 crore rupees via pledge released. TMT VINIYOGAN Limited, promoter group, revoked 6.21 lakh shares of EMAMI worth 15.15 crore rupees via pledge released. Vibhashvardhan Agrawal, promoter group, revoked 5.73 lakh shares of EMAMI worth 13.89 crore rupees via pledge released. Ranbir Singh, promoter and director, acquired 7.10 thousand shares of HCL's worth 13.11 lakh rupees via market purchase. Anirudh Singh Jadeja, promoter, revoked 5.62 lakh shares of GTPL Hathway worth 4.99 crore rupees via pledged released. Prithvi Steel Private, promoter, revoked 5.00 thousand shares of GTPL Hathway worth 4.43 lakh rupees via pledged released. Kumar Haver, designated person, disposed 12.80 thousand shares of HCL Technologies worth 88.38 lakh rupees via market sale. Anil Ganju, designated person, disposed 30.00 thousand shares of HCL Technologies worth 1.97 crore rupees via market sale. Paveen Juneja, designated person, disposed 14.20 thousand shares of HCL Technologies worth 95.79 lakh rupees via market sale. Krishan Kumar Daga, designated person, disposed 5.00 thousand shares of HDFC Asset Management Company worth 1.21 crore rupees via market sale. Vikas Agarwal, designated person, disposed 5.11 thousand shares of IndiaMART InterMESH worth 1.27 crore rupees via market sale. Danta Enterprises Private Limited, promoter group, revoked 26.00 lakh shares of JINDAL Steel and Power worth 44.64 crore rupees via pledged released. Janak Desai, promoter group, disposed 1.50 thousand shares of KOTAK Mahindra Bank worth 20.66 lakh rupees via market sale. Balaji Krishnan Turkadu Sundaram, designated person, disposed 5.00 thousand shares of MINDTREE worth 52.21 lakh rupees via market sale. Rathinawal Rajesh Kumar, designated person, disposed 8.00 thousand shares of MINDTREE worth 82.24 lakh rupees via market sale. Max Ventures Investment Holdings Private, promoter group, pledged 16.00 lakh shares of Max Financial Services worth 90.88 crore rupees via creation of pledged. Max Ventures Investment Holdings Private, promoter group, revoked 90.00 thousand shares of Max Financial Services worth 5.09 crore rupees via pledged released. HARSHBEEN Zaveri, promoter and director, acquired 28.65 thousand shares of NRB Bearings worth 22.47 lakh rupees via market purchase. Guild Builders Private, promoter, pledged 1.10 lakh shares of OMAXE worth 11 lakh rupees via creation of pledged. Janavi Patel, promoter and director, acquired 4.24 thousand shares of RADHE Developers India worth 42.48 thousand rupees via market purchase. CHETNABENS Shah, promoter and director, acquired 16.96 thousand shares of SACHETA Metals worth 2.53 lakh rupees via market purchase. Satish Kumar Kesha, promoter, acquired 13.89 thousand shares of SACHETA Metals worth 2.06 lakh rupees via market purchase. Agnes Holdings Private, promoter, acquired 44.25 lakh shares of SEQUENT Scientific worth 48.90 crore rupees via interstate transfer. Agnes Holdings Private, promoter, acquired 10.00 lakh shares of SEQUENT Scientific worth 11.41 crore rupees via interstate transfer. Chayadip Ventures LLP, promoter, disposed 28.25 lakh shares of SEQUENT Scientific worth 31.58 crore rupees via interstate transfer. Pronoms Ventures LLP, promoter, disposed 26.00 lakh shares of SEQUENT Scientific worth 28.73 crore rupees via interstate transfer. V.S. Murthy, designated person, acquired 6.25 thousand shares of SEQUENT Scientific worth 2.50 lakh rupees via ESOP. Bhupati Rajwell, designated person, acquired 14.71 thousand shares of Tech Mahindra worth 72.60 lakh rupees via ESOP. Syed Tanveer Hussain, designated person, disposed 5.00 thousand shares of Tech Mahindra worth 34.08 lakh rupees via market sale. Jatin Praveen Chandra Dalal, KMP, disposed 20.00 thousand shares of WIPRO worth 54.57 lakh rupees via market sale. M. Sanaullah Khan, KMP, disposed 7.96 thousand shares of WIPRO worth 21.48 lakh rupees via market sale. Sunil Mehta, Director, acquired 1.92 lakh shares of Yes Bank worth 23.04 lakh rupees via allotment.